On April 1st, 2026, a Key West police officer walked into a routine Dine-and-Dash call. The tab was $208. The man at the table had no wallet, no ID, no cash, and a name no one could verify. By the end of this analysis, you will know which Florida statutes were broken and why the officer waited so long to make an arrest.
I'm not saying he's trying to beat the bill. If he is trying to beat the bill, he's trying to beat the bill. You can deal with that from that point. It's a $208 tab, though. It's not a small tab. If it was $50, I would write this off and not really give a shit. I would just call the runner and say it was a walkout and call it a day. But it's $208 out of my server's pocket. Yeah. So if you could escort him to get his wallet and bring him back to pay his tab, I would greatly appreciate that.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. I'll talk to him, obviously. If he's unable to figure this out here, how do you feel about him coming back?
I don't trust him to come back. Okay. And the thing is, I have to clear the book tonight.
Is he intoxicated?
He's had a few cocktails. He doesn't seem overtly drunk to me. Like, I would still probably serve him one more cocktail without a real issue with it.
Right.
He says he's a programmer. He gave me a number of some colleague to call. That goes directly to voicemail. It's not a local number. It's not a state number.
What do you do that for?
So that his colleague can get his wallet for him and bring it down.
Okay.
But it went directly to voicemail. I'll try the colleague one more time and see if I can maybe get this guy on the phone. It goes right to voicemail.
Okay.
I'll let you talk to him.
Okay, let's do that.
You're going to have to talk to this guy, okay?
What's up?
My name is Evgeny.
Okay.
I'm a software engineer. I'm here for kind of a vacation. I'm staying with a colleague of mine down on Truman Street.
Uh-huh.
It's probably like a 25-minute walk or maybe a 30-minute walk. Somewhere along the way. Probably at the place, I don't know my wallet.
Okay.
I checked everywhere. I checked in the bathroom. I checked my bag.
What's your name? Do you have ID?
I don't have ID.
You don't have any ID?
That's correct.
Okay. Spell your name for me, because I have to identify you for the call.
Officer, would you mind? I have my bag, and it has proprietary information. If I can just grab my bag,
Sure.
I will. My apologies for causing this.
No. I deal with these calls all the time. So.
It was a very nice place.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I just want to make sure that there's a problem.
Really?
Do you have anything with your name on it in there, man?
Huh?
Do you have anything with your name on it in there? Like any piece of paper with your name on it? Anything that has your physical name on it right now that I can take to hold? Like look in there for me and tell me if you have any piece of paper, anything at all that has your name on it that I can hold to guarantee that you're going to come back for this.
I'm going to go through it.
Let's do
We're
that.
going to go through it.
Okay.
We'll step outside.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. It's just all these are usually like my work notes. So I'm just thinking whether.
No worries. You said you had proprietary possessions with your name on it, so I just want to see them so I know who you are and I can identify you for the call, and we'll start there, okay? Before we get to anywhere else.
No, but the name is just written by me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but you can.
Take a picture, look you up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you could.
Because per my investigation, I have to identify everyone involved. It's just the rules. Okay, and where are you from? Or where's your ID out of?
My ID would be out of Massachusetts or California.
So where do you live now?
Coral Gables.
And you don't have a Florida ID?
I don't have a Florida ID.
How long have you been in Key West?
2 days. Well, today is my second day.
Why didn't you bring your wallet to a restaurant?
I didn't realize it. Believe me. I wouldn't walk into a restaurant with knowing that I didn't have my wallet.
Okay. We're going off to discuss.
But I mean, if I'm coming with you, then I'm coming back. I mean.
Well, let's save ourselves some time.
Sure.
Okay. Let's save ourselves some time. Me talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't have the money to pay for this, you need to tell me now before I waste law enforcement resources on taking you to the place and bringing you back just for you to come here and say, I don't have $208. If that's the case, man, hey, I understand, but I need you to get that out of the way now. Because that way I can talk to the manager, we can work something out, okay? But I can't have you waste our time. So if you don't have the money, just go ahead and say that. Do you have the money?
I have the money, I don't have it on me.
So you have $208 to pay this bill. Because if you don't, it looks like you don't. It looks like you're lying to me. I've done this job for a long time. I know when someone's lying to me. Just tell me now, because when I find out you don't have it, it's going to be a bigger problem than if you just fess up right now if you don't have it. Do you have the money?
Yes, I don't have it on me. No.
So if I take you to 1200 Truman and then I bring you back here, you're going to pay the bill.
Hopefully.
Doesn't work for me. Why hopefully?
He has to be home.
Huh?
I don't have the key. But
Okay. 1 second. Just.
But
I'll be right back.
So if he can pay the bill, there's not much. I just want to pay the bill. I don't think I can really do much beyond that. I can almost guarantee he's not going to have money. I feel like
Yes, I just asked him directly a couple times. He said, well, hopefully I have. What do you mean hopefully? Well,
Let me talk to him for a second.
Listen, my friend, I'm going to write this out as a walkout. Don't ever come back to this restaurant again. Don't ever approach this store again. Don't ever come to this complex again. All 4 of these restaurants are connected. I'll be reporting you at all 4 restaurants. If you try to enter the property again, we will call the U.S. police on you. Do you understand?
yes, but
Do not. This cop is going to let you walk on this. I'm not going to press charges on you. I'm going to count this as a walkout, and I'm going to explain this to my boss tomorrow that you could not pay your bill and you walked out of this restaurant. Okay?
Issue 1. Defrauding a food service operator under Florida Statute Section 509.151. The law applies the moment a customer obtains food with intent to defraud the operator. Intent is the entire battle. A $208 tab places this case below the $1,000 threshold, making it a second-degree misdemeanor, up to 60 days in jail, up to $500 in fines. But here is the legal complication. Forgetting your wallet is not a crime. Intent is. Prosecutors must prove the suspect knew, before ordering, that he could not pay. Every evasion strengthens that proof. No ID, no working phone contact, no plausible plan to retrieve money. This is how circumstantial intent is built in real time.
If he takes you to your house right now and you get your money and you come back here and pay, great. If you do not come back here and pay, do not come back to this complex. Do you understand? So, can you pay? I'm asking you one time and one time only. Can you go to your house with this officer, get your wallet, and come back here and pay? Yes or no? Don't, yes or no? Yes or no? It's a simple question. At the moment, you're not sure if he's home. You're staying there, so you must be able to get into the residence.
I don't know. I didn't say.
No, man. Now, let's be adults. Okay? Let's be adults. You've dined at my restaurant. My server took excellent care of you. Right? You drank cognac. You had a great time, correct? So I'm going to ask you one more time. After I ask you this question, I'm going to make a big choice, and I'm going to press charges against you. So be honest with me. Can you pay the bill? Yes or no? Don't say maybe. Don't say any bullshit. I'm asking you man to man, person to person. Can you pay the bill?
Sir, I can't, but I don't know.
So you can't pay the bill. So then you came here willingly knowing you couldn't pay the bill. So don't come back to this complex. Do not come back to this restaurant. Do not come back. Look at me. That is A&B. That is Alonzo's. That is White Tarpon. That is the patio. This is Belmar. Don't come back to any of these properties. Do you understand? You're lucky tonight. I've had a long night, and I'm going to let this go. I'm going to count this as a walkout. I'm now going to have to explain this to my boss. You're lucky this guy isn't placing you in cuffs, because he could absolutely do that for a Dine-and-Dash. Do you understand? It's $208. That's more than a misdemeanor, I believe. I think it falls under another category. Out of that, they would hold you in Monroe County Jail. I know that you have Monroe County Jail papers in your bag. Do you understand that? So I'm not silly. I'm not stupid. I've lived in this town for a long time. You're not my first, and you're not going to be my last. Do not come back here again. Do you understand? Thank you. Can you escort him off property?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Let's go. Keep going.
That was just trespassing on the beach. That was.
I'll be sharing this amongst all my managers and all the properties. If you try to enter any of these buildings, they will call the police. You understand?
Down the stairs.
Officer, I am a software engineer.
What were you in jail for, man?
I was trespassing on. Well,
Go.
I
Hurry up before I actually have to take you to jail.
I didn't know that we're not supposed to. I mean, I thought the beach. I mean, but this was like months ago. This is my second time in Key West.
All right.
I was on the beach and but I was only in jail for I think a couple days, and I mean once I went to court they.
Walk to my car.
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous.
Okay. Before I issue you your warnings, you are not free to leave. This is still an open law enforcement investigation. Take a seat on the yellow curb and do not go anywhere until I figure out who you are. I need to identify yourself fully. I have your name. I'm going to look you up. Sit down on that yellow curb. That's a lawful order. Sit down now. And do not move. Sit. Sit.
Issue 2. Stop and identify. Under Hiabel v. 6th Judicial District, 2004, a person lawfully detained must provide a true name when state law requires it. Florida Statute Section 901.36 makes giving a false name to law enforcement a first-degree misdemeanor, up to 1 year in jail. Notice the moment the encounter shifts. Monroe County jail paperwork falls out of the bag. The officer photographs it. The name on that paper does not match the name the suspect gave. That single piece of paper does 3 things at once. It establishes probable cause for the false name charge, corroborates the dine-and-dash intent, and ends any argument that this was a consensual encounter.
Sure. The name you gave me?
Yes.
No return. That little piece of paper that you wrote your name.
You must have not. No.
No, I took a picture of the paper that you showed me. That's the name you gave me.
What?
Let me see that Monroe County paperwork with your name on it so that I can find you and we can get out of here. You have any weapons in there?
No.
Okay. The Monroe County paperwork from the last time you were in jail, I saw your name on it. Show it to me now.
I'm trying to do that. No, wait.
Perfect. Let me see it. Give it to me. You know giving a false name to law enforcement is a crime?
I didn't give a full name.
You did.
No.
Yes, you absolutely did.
No.
It's literally written wrong. The picture you showed me, I have it right here. My body cam is rolling. You literally gave me a fake name.
No.
Here's your paper.
No, I didn't give you. No.
Do not move. Dude, are you serious? Drop that cigarette. Drop it. Stand up. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. You have anything on you that's going to poke me, prod me, hurt me?
No.
The moment you are being detained, not yet arrested. I would urge you to be quiet.
I remember on the paperwork, I think they missed an I in my name.
Yeah, okay. Take a seat. Take a seat.
My proper name is
I will grab it and take a seat.
What do you say? Am I serious?
Sit down.
The arrest follows the law. Cuffs go on only after independent corroboration of the false name. Then the officer says exactly the right words. You are being detained, not yet arrested. That distinction matters. Under Berkemer v. McCarty, 1984, Terry stop questioning does not require Miranda warnings. The moment custody attaches, every further question must be preceded by the warnings from Miranda v. Arizona, 1966. The officer earns an A-. Patient escalation. No premature cuffs. Clean documentation. The suspect earns an F. 5 prior Florida convictions for the same offense. A false name during a lawful detention. 3 lessons. First, intent is the line between an embarrassing mistake and a criminal charge. Get a written delay agreement if you genuinely cannot pay. Second, lying about your name during a lawful detention is a separate crime, often more serious than the original offense. Third, restaurants and tourist zones share watch lists. 1 walkout becomes a 4-property trespass warning by morning. Do you agree with the A- grade? Was the officer too patient or exactly patient enough? Share your reasoning in the comments. Subscribe for more legal breakdowns of police interactions. And remember, every encounter is governed by law, even when it starts with a dinner check.